How y'all doing?
Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, it's Jay. Welcome to my channel and welcome to my first video of 2026. We've got there. We got there. 2026 has kicked my ass in the first few weeks, but we will get to that later. As you can tell by the title, we're here to talk about 2025. And as always, as with everyone's life, it's not straightforward. There are some very good moments that I've shared on here, and there's some very bad moments I have also shared on here. And no one's life is like this. Everyone's life goes and social media is a highlight reel, let's be honest. There are moments where people do get deep, and when you do get deep, some care and some don't. And that's the reality of this. So at the end of this video, I'm going to share some truths and some visions of what I hope my 2026 will be. But let's go back to 2025, which was only a month ago. It's weird. I'm going to be using my phone for reference and photos because, as we all know, we all take a bunch of photos. But if I can remember anything between that I haven't taken photos of, I will add it in. So the first thing that crops up is that I designed and released my first pin. I will say that doing that was nerve-wracking. It was fun though, because I'm not a big collector of pins. I only have like one, which was the POA 20th anniversary pin, which I wanted because Prince of Azkaban's my favourite film out of the franchise. And it's not that I don't like them. I just look at some pins and think they're very basic, and there's pins that I want that no one does, and I had an idea in my head. So if you have an idea in your head, you should at least try it, you know? So I made it happen, brought it out. Did it sell out? No. Did I think it would? Maybe. But I think what I learned from that was to market better, even though I did market it. I put up reels and posts and shared stories on my Instagram and things, and it just didn't work. And I think I just may have over-ordered, and I've learned how to kind of organise it better than I did. But let me tell you, like, I've had to use UPS again during that. That was the most stressful point in my life, was UPS were taking the mick trying to get these pins to me. And when you pay it for a product and you just want it in your hands and you know it's coming, and then it just gets delayed and delayed, and you get messed about and messed about and messed about. I kid you not, that stress caused me to have a flare, and I was sick for at least 3-4 days. And UPS didn't give a crap, let's be honest. Their customer service needs work. But I did bring it out, and I'm very proud of myself for doing something that I was sort of scared to do and wasn't sure how it would go. But now that I've done it, you learn from errors that you make and you just improve. You know? So I'm kind of glad that I took a chance on something that I wanted to do. Who knows, maybe I'll do some more in the future. We'll see how it goes. I have my 3-year anniversary with my partner, which next month is 4 years, which is insane. And to think 4 years isn't like, and then to think next year's 5. What? No, I'm very much looking forward to our anniversary. We're going to the best restaurant in our town, and I can't wait because it's so good. This is a restaurant we have to book up months in advance, which I never thought would happen. In the town that I am in, everything just shuts like within a month, boom, gone. This has lasted nearly a good 2-3 years or so, I think. And you have to book in advance. The seats go, which is amazing. I went and saw a bunch of theatre this year, so I'm going to be jumping about here between shows and timelines and things. So in February, my best friend got me tickets to see my favourite musical ever, which is Dear Evan Hansen. I loved that show since I found out about it in uni, which is like 10 years ago or so now. It's me to think about that. Oh my god, I'm old. I never thought I'd get to see it because obviously it was in London for a while. But London is expensive, and I was like, I'll never see it. And then my sister randomly went, "Oh, you never know, it might tour." And then the year later, it said, "Oh, we're touring it." And I just looked at my sister and went, "How are you psychic? How did you do that?" So my best friend surprised me with tickets a couple of Christmases ago, and we've seen it in February last year, which is insane because next year then will be a year since I've seen it, which makes me feel ill because it only feels like yesterday. And it was amazing, and the cast were incredibly talented, and to see all the songs I've been listening to performed right in front of me, and to see the acting in between and the scenes in between was so good. I love theatre. as if you don't know, I studied acting and performance and musical theatre for a few years of my life, and I love nothing more than being on stage, but I love nothing more than watching a good production. I love watching good theatre and being moved by it and leaving feeling something, and that show does it. So I hope it, if you can and you do see it, you can, because it's really good. And we've seen Moulin Rouge this year. That's this year. Oh my god! Last year we saw Moulin Rouge. I got tickets because it's one of my sister's favourite musicals, and obviously again going to London is expensive. And when we found out it was touring, I went, "Will we all go see Moulin Rouge?" And they were all up for it. So me, my sister, and my best friend went to see Moulin Rouge at the Edinburgh Playhouse. We saw Jeremy Hansen in Glasgow, and we seen Moulin Rouge in Edinburgh. Just it's not the same place we've seen it. I've been at the Playhouse so many times. I need to get a membership there. It was so amazing. Like as soon as you walked into that theatre, you felt like you were in the Moulin Rouge. Like as soon as you seen the stage, it was like, I will insert pictures if I can, if my phone doesn't cooperate. So when you walked in, you just seen the whole thing. It said Moulin Rouge, and it was all red. And then either side, where there was like, no, obviously those, you know how like when you're on the bottom and you look up, and there's obviously those balcony seat bits there that are like the boxes. They call them. They're a box. They took a couple of them. They put like a spinning windmill in one and a big elephant, and I mean a huge elephant, to the point where we were sitting on the second, like the third level balcony. It was staring at me from across the theatre. I was just sat there, and all I could see in my mind was this huge, well, not all I could see. I could see the stage. It was like, if I'm sitting where I'm sitting in my seat, the stage was like that way of me, but the elephant was right in front of me, like there. So I was just staring at this elephant. But oh, it was so good. Like they did songs in there that obviously they did the songs from the film, but they added a couple in. Like they did Chandelier, Satine sang Firework, the acting and the dancing, right? The dancers in that, oh my god. And the vocals were insane. It was so entertaining and so good. And at the end, like confetti rained down from the ceiling. Oh, it was so good. Like that show is just so good. You go out and you just want to like learn the can. You're like, I'm gonna learn the can. I'm gonna do this. Like that show just makes you feel that you could do anything. It's actually insane. And then the last piece of theatre we went to see was in November, again at the Edinburgh Playhouse, and it was Inside Number 9 Stage Fright, with Reece Shearsmith and Steve Pemberton. If you know about Inside Number 9, if you don't, it's an anthology series where it takes place behind a number 9, so like a door with number 9 on it. There was one in a pedalo, which was number 9, and I'm trying to remember every other ones that were not a door. But then there was a theatre one, there was one in the theatre, there's, oh my god, I'm trying to go through them all in my head. Police Car, that's another one they did, you get the idea. And they did one of the first half they did was one of the episodes that they did in the TV show, which was Bernie Clifford's Dressing Room, which is funny on the telly, but when you see it live, it's really hilarious. And they added a little bit to it, almost like they were doing what's that silent one that they did? Like they did an episode where it was all completely silent. I can't remember the name of it, but if you know Inside Number 9, you will know which one I'm talking about. And they kind of added them into the mix with a celebrity guest. There was a different celebrity guest each night, and they would bring them on stage to say that, oh, they kidnapped them, they went to the wrong house because this 9 turned into a 6, but the 6 turned into 9. It was like upside down, or one of the numbers went the wrong way. I can't remember. So it was a different guest each night, which was always fun. Never repeat the same one. I think they did it once in a venue. There was someone who came and did it twice, but on the nights where they had like a matinee and a late night show, they didn't have the same guest, which I thought was really good. Then they did like a sort of theme through it of the theatre being haunted, which doesn't shock me. But it was very clever the way they did it. So the second half of it was almost like a company trying to put on a show, and they're like, oh, have you not heard that this theatre is haunted? And the leading girl is they kind of took a hit at the fact that a lot of theatres nowadays are obviously celebrity casting, and they're driving that to get ticket sales almost. So the lead character female in that show was a celebrity, and she couldn't act, but they brought her in for ticket sales. So one of the stagehands mentions, "Oh, it's haunted," and she comes after the lead and all that, and the way that they take you through it with, like, they tried to do like almost, I don't know if it meant to take it as a piss take, but they kind of do like a James Lloyd Webber thing with all the cameras and things moving about, which was very good. I've seen them live before with the League of Gentlemen a few years ago now, Jesus, as well. The League of Gentlemen tour, which also had like obviously Mark Gatiss, who they did that with, like for the TV show and everything. And seeing them again was fun, but to see them doing Inside Number 9 was insane. I love that show. Like, when it was ending, I was very sad. I was like, oh, I love that show so much because it's so quirky and weird, and I love that I got my family into it. Like, my sister was already into it, same as me, but then we got my mum and my dad hooked, and it was so good to go as a family as well, to just like share in something that we all liked. Although my sister, bless her, she got sat next to people who I don't think knew what Inside Number 9 was, and they just kind of sat there with faces like this. And I'm not joking, the second half started and the guy sitting next to my sister literally got up to go pee. And I was like, where are you going? And I understand when you need to go, you go. But if I need the toilet, I'm going during the interval. I don't care if I have to force it. If I need to pee, I'm going during the interval. I'm not missing a single thing. Like, I will hold it. I've been known to do that through films. I've held it because I don't want to miss anything. Although I broke it one time because I drank too much water and I had to go to the loo. So, yeah. TMI. This is where my brain goes. So I go, boom, boom, bing, boom, boom. Speaking of Edinburgh, I actually made it out of the group chat and I met a few of my Potter friends in Edinburgh. So they were all going for the Chamber of Secrets showing at Edinburgh Castle. And I couldn't go to that because like a week or so later I was going to London with my family for a different thing. So I couldn't stay in Edinburgh and then go to London. It was not in the budget. You had to pick one. And the family thing obviously comes first. So they said, well, you only live so long away. Why don't you come down on the bus? We can meet you off the bus. We can go for a walk. And then you can come with us to dinner. And I saw them off to the concert and then got my bus back. So I said, sure, why not? Booked it. And obviously when you meet people online, which is what they tell you not to do, but I trusted them all enough that I knew they were real. But it was still nerve-wracking, you know, meeting people you don't know, because you click online, but will you click in real life? And they were the nicest people you could ever meet, honestly. I got on so well with them all. They were all genuinely lovely people. Just sat in the Edinburgh sun, chatted away, and then went for a walk round, and then me and Ryan saw there was this like festival going on. It was like a round the world festival sort of thing, so we just stood and watched this parade of everyone dancing and having a good time. And then we all went to dinner at an Italian restaurant, and I got to meet everyone else because only a few of them could come meet me off the bus, which was fine. I was meeting everyone else at dinner, and we all had pizza and Italian food and just chatted away and got to know each other. And then I saw them off and I went home. But coming home was a nightmare. It was the most awful thing could have happened. Like our bus stopped, and then a good 10 minutes I thought maybe it's just because it's congested. It's Edinburgh. It's a nightmare with traffic. And then the next thing I knew, we were stuck there for nearly an hour, and I thought something really bad's happened, and we got the news that a cyclist had been hit by a bus. And I had no other option of getting home. Like, trains are far too expensive, and I booked the bus, and I thought we will move eventually, but I cannot afford to not stay on this bus. So I was adamant. I was going, I'll stay put, I'll trust the driver. But then I had to organise everything because my dad was looking after my dog, so I had to say to my dad, you might have to take the dog for another night because I don't know when I'm getting home. I had to keep updating my family, and all my friends were at the concert and they were going, let us know when you get home, please. And I was like, yes, I will. You know, when I move, and they're like, you know, what's going on? And bless them, they were all like, if you can't get home tonight or something happens, like, can anyone offer Jay a room or take her with them to their hotel? And I was like, God bless them. That we did move after a good, maybe nearly 2.5, 3 hours. We moved, and my best friend came to pick me up. God bless her. She went, let me know when you're getting to the station. I will come and get you. I was like, God bless her. God bless her. I tried to find out what happened to the cyclist in the papers the next couple of days, but I couldn't find anything. There was just the article of cyclist was hit by tour bus, actually. I think it was a tourist bus, you know, the red ones that go around the city and take you around. I couldn't find out what happened to him or her. I don't even know if it was, I think it was a male. I couldn't find out what happened, so I don't know, but I do hope they're all right. But it was just one of those days. But it was a good day, and then by the time I got home, I was like, I had a good day. I just had to keep reminding myself I had a good day. I had a good day, and then positive thoughts were going towards everyone involved in the accident. I was like, please. But no, that, and they are generally some of the lovely people. I get Christmas cards off them. They all got me a birthday present that year, which was the golden egg replica, which is one of the things I have been wanting and eyeing after. When they sent me it and I got home and seen there was a parcel, I went, what? And I opened it and I could have started crying. I was like, there. The loveliest group. And I hope I can meet them again at some point, because obviously, as I said, living so far from them, planning in advance is a must, because I can't just go off to London, sadly. If I could, I would. And then I had my birthday with my parents and my sister. We just went out for dinner, drinks. Well, that was pre-birthday. Yeah, pre-birthday. My dad took us out for a nice meal, and then, like I said, drinks, and just had family time, which is always nice. To you don't have to do extravagant things for your birthday. And then, because on my birthday that year, my boyfriend, what did we do? We went to the cinema, went to my local for a few drinks, came home, ordered pizza. And I was happy with that. I watched the Superman film, which I really liked. And we went to our local, saw a few people, had drinks, which obviously I wasn't allowed to pay for because it was my birthday. And I argued it, but no. And then came back to mine and watched TV and had pizza. And I'm happy with that. I don't need an extravagant day where everyone's like, ah. It's like, no, I don't need that. I'm fine. I'm fine with that. I was happy with that. And then the next week it wasn't my mum's 60th birthday in that week, it was the week after. But me and my sisters and all were trying to arrange something because it was my mum's 60th, and obviously it's a big birthday. We had a group chat and we were all deciding we should go here, but it was too expensive. We should go there, too expensive. And then we all just decided we're taking mum to ABBA Voyage because she loves ABBA, and I know she would love to see that. We all knew she would love to see that. So we took her to London to see ABBA Voyage, which there is just a little thing in here I will say. Where we were staying was literally around the corner from it, and we thought, brilliant, that means we don't have to walk very far, it's good. Don't have to worry about getting tubes back and being like, oh, we gotta leave early. Fine. But we found it very odd that it was in like a rented sort of apartment complex. We're like, this is weird. And when we met the guy there, he initially gave us the key to the wrong number. Like the wrong room, like the wrong apartment. And we were like, okay, so he must have a few here because our apartment number is this, and he gave us that number. And then he gave us it, and then as we were walking up, someone stopped us, and I thought, oh God, what's happening? And he went, I take it you guys are here for ABBA Voyage. And we went, yeah. And he said, well, we know. He's like, I am sorry to say, but it's like, could you please? He's like, for one, please enjoy your stay. Like, we're not kicking you out or anything because we can't do that. But we know this guy shouldn't be renting this out in here because this is like an unrented apartment complex. Like, he should not be renting it out, and he's doing it illegally. And because he said, where did you book it through? He went booking.com, and he went, yeah, you need to complain to booking.com and maybe see if you can get your money back or something, because he should not be doing this. It's illegal. He shouldn't have been doing it. And we did do that, but I don't think we heard anything back. My sister was in charge of it, and I can't remember what she said. So we were like, all right, okay, which was the weirdest thing. We were like, okay. It was nice, don't get me wrong, until we actually got in there, and the place was not nice. Not nice. It was disgusting. That we weren't going to say anything because like if he kicked us out, we'd have nowhere else to stay. So we did stay there. We stayed there for a couple nights, because we had Alba Voyage when we landed, and then we had a day, and then we went shopping the next day, came home, we took Mum out to dinner, we went to Gordon Ramsay's restaurant, which was really nice. They had a veggie burger, which was beautiful. It's really nice. And did I have a dessert? I believe I did. And a nice cocktail, and we all just enjoyed being in London together, because it's not often all of us are together, because we all live different busy lives. My two older sisters have 2 kids each, and obviously they have husbands and they have families and they have everything else they need to do. I see my twin sister a lot because she's only like 5 minutes from me, and now my mum's 5 minutes from me, and my dad's 10 minutes from me, and my boyfriend is also 10 minutes from me. So it's like close knit circle. But to have all of us together is not very rare. It's not like a rare wild animal, but it is very rare for us all to be together. But we had a really nice time, and Mum really enjoyed Alba Voyage. I think she said it was the best birthday she's ever had in her life, which you'll probably say about the next few. But it was all good fun. It was all good fun. My sister had her hen do in October because she getting married, and it was a Bridgerton theme, and it was so fun. Just to get together with friends of hers that I'd never met before either, because they lived in Edinburgh for a while, and then her now husband, I was going to say fiance, it's her husband now, had friends in Edinburgh, and then they would come up, and then they moved to Edinburgh, and then they would see them all a lot, and I'd never met any of them before, so the wedding was fun to try and remember all the girls' names and try and remember all the guys, and and get to know them. I was like, I don't know anyone, but it was a fun night. We had like Bridgerton like high tea, and they had veggie option for me, which was nice, and then all the cakes were delicious. We had champagne, games were played, which revealed some stuff which were like, I did not need to know that. And it was such a fun night. Some of us all went out after, and then we got home, had cheesy chips as you do. I went to bed, but surprisingly I was fine the next morning. I was not as hungover as I thought I'd be. And nor was Lucy. Nor was my sister. So, I don't know. And this is going to sound very random and weird. This year, well, I keep saying this year. Last year, I developed a love for cosplaying. I know that you're probably like, oh god. But I started it because a few of my friends on Instagram cosplay, and I thought, oh, that'd be quite fun. And I do like dressing up. Like, I like Halloween. We all know this. Halloween is my thing. And if I could dress up, I just kept thinking, if I could dress up every day, I would. Like, I love dressing up. I love being other characters. I think it stems from loving acting and loving being a character and not being me for a while. So the first costume that I kind of thought about in my head was Hermione's from Prisoner of Azkaban, with the pink jumper, the jeans, the iconic one where she goes, if you know, you know. So I was like, well, where am I going to get all this stuff? And cosplaying does not mean you have to go and buy a custom made one off Etsy or buy an 80 quid one off a fancy dress site. Like, Vinted is great for that sort of thing. I managed to find everything I needed for, I think, less than £40. Like the top underneath, the jumper, the jeans, the belt, the wand, the shoes. It all came to between £30 to £40. Which, when you think about it, when you buy a costume at 80 quid, you're not guaranteed to have all the stuff in it. So I was quite happy with that. And then I moved on to a couple more of her outfits. Well, I said a couple more. 3 of her outfits from the Deathly Hallows movies. And then Bellatrix is come into the mix a little bit. I did one reel a couple of years ago, and one of my friends who does cosplay Bellatrix really, really bloody well, she was like, you need to do more, you need to do more Bellatrix. And I was like, are you sure? And she was like, yes, I love seeing it. So I got a new wig and a new outfit, and it's so insane to actually be portraying Bellatrix, because when you're young and you read her, you're like, oh, I don't like her, she's scary. But I love Helena Bonham Carter as an actress, and I love everything she does. And I'll be honest, Bellatrix is my favourite villain in that franchise. So to cosplay her and feel like you're untouchable as her, and you can just be off your head nuts is fun. And I cosplayed and did Wednesday as my Halloween costume this year, which if you also know, I love Wednesday Addams. My mum used to call me Wednesday when I was young because I would have that face. And then, like, I do have a tattoo of her in honour of that. That's why I got this tattoo. I randomly decided to get one. I'm just getting a Wednesday tattoo. And Mum went, why'd you get that? And I went, well, because I like her, and 2 used to call me it when I was young. She was like, oh, so it's kind of like a little tribute to me a little bit. And I was like, tiny bit. It's for me, it's just a fun way of just escapism. You probably won't get it until you do it, but like when it's like when you put a Halloween costume on, you're like, oh, like when you put a princess dress on for Halloween or something when you're young, and you're like, I feel like a princess, and you literally walk and embody the character. It's like what you do on stage. Just if you do acting and things, you know that as soon as you step on that stage, you become someone else. And it's so freeing to just be someone else for a while and put yourself in their shoes and escape this reality for a wee while. I know that you don't really, because you're still in this reality, but in the costume and in the wig and in the makeup, you're like, I am this character. I will take over Hogwarts and serve the Dark Lord. You know? At the end of the year, my sister got married. I was a bridesmaid. It was a long day. I was up since 6 in the morning. I think my boyfriend calculated I was up nearly 19 hours throughout the whole. Like I was up throughout the whole thing. So was he. He jokingly was going, "Well, I'm going to go back to sleep because this bed will be all mine." He didn't. He didn't fall back asleep. We stayed in a beautiful hotel. Our room was on the ground floor. Hallelujah. We literally just went out where the room where the wedding venue was, like where it was happening, turned right down the hall. Sorted. The ceremony was just beautiful. They set up really nice. The dinner was really nice. What did I have? I can tell you because it's right here. For starters, I had a wild mushroom tart with asparagus and crispy quail egg, which was delicious. An asparagus and pea risotto, which was beautiful. And then a chocolate and coffee opera cake with Bailey's ice cream, which was yum. And I needed the coffee because I was starting to drag. I was like, and even in the morning, like, I went up to my sister's room, obviously, to get dressed with all the other bridesmaids and my mum and her mother-in-law. And we had breakfast. And the lovely hotel gave me a veggie sausage bap in the morning, which was nice. Because I think Lucy's sister-in-law, Holly, said to them, who's also one of the bridesmaids, going, when you bring breakfast up in the morning, can you please bear in mind that one of them is a vegetarian? So they did give me a veggie roll, which I was very appreciative. I was like, oh, that's so nice. We all got our hair and makeup done. And the ceremony, as I said, was lovely. I had to walk down there first. I was like, I know my priority is the bride, which is my sister. In my head, I was going, oh, don't trip on your bridesmaid's dress. Don't trip on your bridesmaid's dress. Even though I had it altered, I still thought, I'm going to trip over this because it still was quite long. But yeah, as long as you like keep your head up, it's all fine. We all took pictures, but it was freezing cold. And I just spent the night with my bestie and my boyfriend and obviously my family, and danced, took photos. They had a photo booth. It was really fun. Like, my best friend just said, oh, are we putting hats for that on? I went, right, I'll turn around and just stick whatever on my head. She stuck a bloody like Highland cow hat on my head. And then she put the typical like tartan hat on with the ginger hair. And I was like, oh great, have you Highland cow at mine? She was like, yep. And then we just stayed there all night until it was time to go to bed, and then we woke up the next morning. I wasn't hungover. I was just, when I'm up all day and like my chronic illness hit me the next day, like the fatigue. I was like so weak. I was exhausted. I knew it wasn't hungover because the room wasn't spinning, and I had another veggie roll in the evening because they, for like an evening thing, if anyone got pecker, she had like chips and bacon rolls and things, and the guy that runs the hotel came over to me and went, oh, we have a veggie sausage roll for you if you would like for just now, because everyone had bacon rolls. And I went, oh yeah, that'd be great. So they gave me 2. I could only eat 1 because I was full, but the chips were amazing, and I wasn't really mixing drinks either, so I was fine. And I think the dancing helped, but I just woke up and the exhaustion hit me like a ton of bricks to the point where I had to get my boyfriend to plate me some breakfast because I could barely hold my coffee cup, let alone hold a breakfast plate and put stuff on it. I was just so tired. So when we came home, it was the day before Christmas Eve. It was Christmas Eve, no, not Christmas Eve, New Year's Eve when we came home, and I was just exhausted. Me and my boyfriend didn't even see each other. We just went, we're absolutely exhausted. Our pub norm holds a New Year's Eve thing every year, but we didn't go because I was just like, no. I was conked. I went to bed. And I didn't even, I kind of saw the bells and I kind of fell asleep beforehand, then got woken up by from texts from people, and I was like, oh my god, no. So I spent my New Year's in bed because I was done. Like, I think I'm still recovering from it, to be honest. Because that's kind of the end of 2025 for me. Obviously, there's low parts where I wasn't feeling well. As you all know, I was feeling run down, burnt out. There were some very physical health moments where I was done in. TMI, but here we go. Like, I had random periods happen which shouldn't be happening, but one of them I forgot to take my pill, and I think the other one was just being my body being hormonal about possibly my sister getting married, but I don't understand like why my body would be like, there you go. And as you all know, like, I have a chronic illness that affects my physical health, and like I posted the other day, I was supposed to film this on Saturday, but I woke up feeling like I got hit by a ton of bricks. I felt dizzy all day. I had the worst headache all day. Couldn't shake it, couldn't shift it, and I just felt so exhausted and in pain, and I was just like, I can't. So I just sat on the couch and watched stuff all day, which sounds lazy. You're just like, you should push through it, which I have been doing. Like, the last couple months of 2025, I realised I'm not getting no one's going to help me. The doctors aren't giving me the help I need, and I'm not saying all doctors are awful, but I am on a list for a chronic pain clinic, but that could take another year or so for me to even get in. I am on a waiting list, as I've said, and I'm just not getting any help that I need, so I've decided if no one's going to help me, I'm going to help myself. I got myself a walking pad just to help circulation in my leg and to build resilience and resistance in my legs, and to help me with, obviously, physical health as well, like not get into shape, but to make me less tired when I walk. I don't always do it, and that is not me saying I'm cured, I can go on a walking pad, like everyone who had a chronic illness should just get on a walking pad. I'm not saying that at all. Obviously, getting out and about and walking and doing things is good, and it helps build resistance, but then some days, like I had yesterday, still happen. It doesn't mean I'm cured. Chronic means I have this for the rest of my life, and it just means about finding balance and finding things that work for me. And if I'm not going to get it off of professional help, I might as well try and see if I can do it myself. So I did get a walking pad in the Black Friday sale. I think I got it for £50 on Amazon, which is not bad. And I've used it a few times now, and I do feel good after it, although sometimes I have had to stop because my legs feel like they're about to burst. Which is another thing, this weather mixed with all the wedding stuff, New Year's. I had family over from the States for the wedding, so I was seeing them. I've been going out and about and doing a lot of stuff. It wears me out and tires me out so much that the chronic fatigue hits me. And this first month of 2026, I've just been buggered and floored, and I'm just exhausted to the point where it's like I could sleep all day and I would still not, and I could wake up, I could sleep all day and not wake up till the next day, and I would still be exhausted. And a lot of people are like, a lot of people are like that, they're tired, but it's like, unless you have chronic fatigue, it is not the same thing. And that is what my life is on a day-to-day basis. It's like, I don't know how I'm going to be on a day-to-day basis. One day, you could see me walking about and it's like, oh, she's out and about, yay. Next day, I'm not out. It's like, wait, you were able to do that yesterday. Doesn't mean I'm able to do it today. Like, I don't know what I'm going to be able to do the next day, or the next day, or the next day. I get a new symptom and I'm like, oh, great. I have to learn to adjust to that now. And that is another thing I did in 2025 a lot more on my Instagram, was speak more about the days where I am struggling and how having this illness has made me feel. And it's helped me reach a bunch of people and to let them know that they're not alone and they feel seen and they feel heard, and they've said they've been too scared to mention it to people or speak up about it, but seeing me do it's given them the courage that maybe one day they'll do it. So I like sort of not being an advocate, because I won't call myself that, but I like being someone who is not afraid to say this is what I live with, and as someone who gets the judgmental look on a daily basis of when you tell someone you suffer with this and they go, Mm-hmm. You're like unless you've walked a mile in my shoes, you don't have the right to look at me like I'm a piece of crap. You do not have the right to tell me cures. All I need is an understanding. Going, okay, I understand. And how are you today? We don't need sympathy. We don't need cures thrown at us. We don't need drink more water, try yoga. We just need the understanding of, okay, how can I help you and how are you today? That's all we need. Like, that's what the one doctor that got me onto that list for the chronic pain clinic. None of the other doctors in my surgery did that. He literally seen that I had this illness and went, and how are we helping you with that? And I went, you're not. He went, I'm sorry. I went, you're not. He went, oh, but you were on this medication. Yeah, the doctor took me off that. She didn't put me on anything else. She just said, I said to her it's not working, so she just went, oh well. And he went, but you're on a list for a chronic pain clinic, right? Or some sort of physio? And I was like, no. So did we not offer you that? No. I know this video at the end of this is going to be like, she just ranted about this, but this is most people's reality and what people don't see. And just because you can't see an illness doesn't mean it's not there. And my life through the last 4 or 5 years having this has been a constant battle with myself and everyone going, just push through, just do this, just do that. And it's like, all I want is to scream and shout and cry and break things when I'm angry, because this thing is so debilitating that sometimes to the point where it's like I can't even lift a fork. I want to scream. I want to literally throw things out of anger. It's debilitating. It's humiliating sometimes when I think about, oh God, well, you have to explain, well, I can't come to this today because I was stuck on the toilet due to my IBS. It's embarrassing sometimes. And to be honest, it makes life shit. As much as obviously there's good things in between, like I've mentioned all this stuff. And I'm very grateful and very lucky that I got all those experiences last year. So every year I've had this, I always look for the little bits of light in the dark, as you should. Because I know people out there have it worse than me. Trust me, I know. I have an aunt who's just gotten over cancer. So, I know. She goes through a lot more shit than me on a daily basis, but that does not make my stuff insignificant. It does not make what I go through insignificant. Like, I try my best every single day. And if that's not enough for people, then I don't need you in my life. I just want a supportive network system when I say, oh, I'm struggling today. Are you okay? Do you need anything? No, thank you. But thank you for offering. Okay, let me know if you need something though. If I'm not well, my boyfriend always says, do you want me to come up or do you just want me to leave you alone? Because I know you like your space when you're not well. Sometimes I'll say to him, I don't want you to come up because I'm miserable and I don't want that to like affect your mood or anything. And then some days I'm like, yes, I would love you to come up. He knows all I want is a cuddle. I get support of my parents, which is amazing because I know a lot of people don't have a support system with their families, but my mum and dad are so understanding and so caring that I'm so lucky that I have them and my sisters and everyone around me that don't judge me on a daily basis, that don't look at me like I'm a hypochondriac and I complain or I'm faking it. I don't need that. Because no one knows what I go through, ever. And that's the in-between things you don't see on social media. It's those, because when you share stuff, it sounds like you're complaining or you want attention or it's look at me, and it's like, no, it's not. I just generally want people to know that this is okay. You're not going through it by yourself. There are people out there like you who are struggling, and if you need to talk, I am here. It's always like what I want my channel to be. Like if there's anything I deem not right on my channel, like comment wise or things like that, I will delete and I will keep everyone safe, because I know as much as like you can't stop it, there's haters, and sometimes I don't delete the comments. I just let people like defend me in the comments for me sometimes, which is amazing, because someone will write a stupid comment and they'll go, she didn't mean that, by the way, she meant did it, and they'll defend me, which is insane to think. People who I've never met over the internet are defending me in the comments from someone's blatant full spiteness, and it's like, yeah, I can never not have haters, and no one will ever not have people on the internet trying to bring them down, because no one thinks the same. Everyone's got one way they believe, and everyone's got another system. But if we can just find a way to meet in the middle and be like, you think this, you think that, we're never going to agree, but let's just shake hands on it and move on. Yeah. Right. Good enough now. We're in 2026. I've got nothing major planned for 2026 as of yet. Like I said, I have my anniversary coming up with my partner, which I can't wait. I have a trip to Edinburgh in July planned with my best friend, which should be fun. It's almost like a pre-birthday treat for myself because it's around my birthday time and we're seeing Prisoner of Azkaban in concert at the castle, which I've always wanted to see. And I'm very, very excited for that. I hope there'll be some more theatre in there. Like myself, like I've said, I do amateur dramatics, which I did a play last year called Get Up and Tie Your Fingers, which was only me and 2 other female cast members, which was insane to be. I think that's the smallest cast I've ever been in. But it was so nice because it means we could get more close with each other, which was fun because, you know, when you have a big cast, like, you can get close to all the cast members, but like, there's something about having just a trio of us which made it extra special. The 3 of us, along with the crew, pulled something really great off that everyone left feeling amazed by, and like all the compliments we were getting was insane. We were like, oh, we didn't realize it would be as good as that, but it was really nice feedback. So I'm hoping to do more there on the amateur side of that this year, hopefully, as well as see some more theatre and just explore more of what I want to do in life in terms of work, I suppose. I let like I was on a acting website thing that I didn't renew, so I'm going to renew that next month, I think. Just to see, because they do offer some work up here sometimes when there is work, but obviously, like, living in the Highlands, it's difficult. But it's like I can't move to London because it's expensive. So you have to try it some way. I might maybe do a channel for that. Just stick some monologues up just to keep myself, you know, motivated and fresh and keep my brain working by learning. I want to read more. I read a lot towards the end of 2025. My sister got me Sherlock Holmes books for my birthday, and that really got me back into reading, and I bought loads of Sherlock Holmes novels and read them. I've already read all the original stories years ago. I've got a massive book full of them and read them all years ago. And then I fell back in love with it, so I've read so many Sherlock Holmes books. 2 of which I finished this year. I'm on my 3rd book already of 2026, which is not a Sherlock Holmes one, but Vinted is calling, and I'm like, there's so many good ones. I want to continue to learn new skills. Like I took up sewing last year, which was fun. I do want to continue with that and try and maybe learn how to make clothes. We'll see how that goes. I would like to get back into drawing at some point. I did draw and I did art in school, and I mostly draw anime, but I would like to get back into drawing. But yeah, like, there's not much planned yet for 2026, but you never know what it'll hold. I'm even though it's not gotten off to the best start for me due to exhaustion, the weather messing with me so much to the point where I'm like, nope. I'm going to refresh in February, hopefully, and that leads me on a path for how the rest of this year will go. And like, you never know what's around the corner. You never know what life's going to throw. So you just live in the moment, take it day by day. Tell everyone you love them, give them a hug, because you never know. So I hope you guys enjoy this video. It's a long one, but I think long form content should come back. I'm sometimes, don't get me wrong, I do love short form content sometimes, but YouTube for me is about long form content, and I love long form content. In 2016 is coming back in 2026. And does that include long form YouTube content? That's what that included. So I hope all you guys are having an amazing 2026 so far. I hope your 2026 continues to do good. There may be bad that comes with the good, but know that the little moments are a win. You don't have to have spent so much money on a certain item. You do not have to have bought your first house by this age. You do not have to get engaged. You do not have to get married by this age. You do not have to have kids. You do not have to do this to feel like you have achieved in life. Even if you just survived last year, you win. Even if you just survived this year, you win. Keep safe, and I love you all. And I will see you all next time. Bye.